Hello, my name is Kyle Lawson, and this speech will be about commemorating my mother. My mother's name is Serena Michelle Wilkes. She was born May 3rd, 1976, in Columbus, Ohio. Here's a picture of my mom dated sometime between 1981 and 1982 when she was in kindergarten. My mom was born a twin. Her identical twin sister passed away at 6 weeks old due to being born premature and catching pneumonia. Then my mom ended up having twins for herself. I have a twin sister named Kalia. My mother has worked hard to ensure that my twin and I have had a good life. She is supportive, loving, and an inspiration in my life. She has had a big influence on the person I am today and the man I am becoming. I want to first talk about my mom's ability to motivate. My mom has always said that she wants her children to do better and to have better than what she had in her life. My mother had twins her senior year of college. We were born 3 months early while my mom was still on winter break from school. And then prior to being born, my mom was hospitalized for about a month prior to us being born. My mom started spring semester 2 weeks after I was born and graduated 4 months after my birth. My mom always ensured that I was well fed, had clothes on my back, and a roof over my head. This still holds true today. She has always said, "You are a reflection of me. You must always ensure that you are doing the right thing even when no one is watching and I'm not around." I remember she would get upset if I went out in public without grooming my hair or with clothes that were wrinkled. My mother believed in leading by example, which was one of the reasons that she went to graduate school and received a master's degree in 2004. She took classes every weekend for 2 years while working full time and taking care of my sister and I. Next, I want to talk about how supportive my mother is. Since birth, my mom has always been there for me. I can remember when I was in kindergarten, my mother having me move to another teacher's classroom due to how I was being treated by the teacher in my previous classroom. My mom is my biggest supporter and my biggest cheerleader. She has instilled values in me that I still hold to this day. She has told me, "You must always be honest and tell the truth. That's the only way I can have your back." She said her grandmother told her that there's nothing worse than being a liar or a thief. My mother also ensured that I knew about religion and had a spiritual foundation. We are members of Bethany Presbyterian Church. Also, she was very active in the schools that I attended. She was on a first name basis with all my teachers and attended every parent teacher conference from grades K through 12. She was also the treasurer of the PTA while I was in elementary school and then the PTA president when I was in middle school. She also ensured that I was challenged academically. She had me tested for gifted and talented program when the school didn't want to, and she also made sure I took AP classes while I was in high school. My mom ensured that I had a good balance between work, school, and personal life. She would say, "You will always appreciate it more if you work for it." My mother worked hard to ensure that I was well rounded. My mom valued education. She said education is one thing that can never be taken away from you. She made education a priority. I'm looking forward to being the first male in my family to graduate from college. I worked part-time at Little Caesars when I was in high school. Also, growing up, I volunteered at COSI, the Columbus Zoo, and the library. She demonstrated the importance of giving back as well by taking me to aid in feeding and helping less fortunate families in the community. I played soccer and baseball all 4 years of high school. I also played recreational basketball on the weekends. My mom attended every single soccer game, basketball game, and baseball game. She took me to practices, and sometimes she would even just sit there and wait longer for the practices to end. She was there in the rain, heat, or cold. I had teammates that had parents that never showed up to the game. Some of the players on the team even referred to my mom as mom themselves. She would bring snacks and drinks for us and inquire about how our grades were. She would pick up and drop off teammates as well. They were very appreciative as it was sometimes dark when games and practices were over, weather was bad, and some lived in unsafe neighborhoods. My mom ensured that our household ate dinner together most nights as a family at the dinner table and made sure we had a nice space to work on our homework daily. When I become a parent, I will do the same for my children. Lastly, I want to talk about my mother's loving spirit. My mother is a loving person who is admired by many. She has a positive demeanor and served as a role model and mother figure to many. My friends will often come over and say how great my mother is. In conclusion, my mother has been a major influence and had a major impact on my life, as so of many others. Many of my friends still come by today and ask her how she is. She has instilled values in me that I will never forget, and I am blessed to call Serena Michelle Wilkes my mother. It's because of her I'm the man I am today.